Hello, today we're going to be looking at how you would present dynamic subtraction with the stamp game to a child. So what you'll need is the stamp game, and here I've already selected a dynamic subtraction problem and a small slip of paper to cover the opposite number. So leading up to this, the child will have already had addition with the stamp game and all of the other materials, and they will have had subtraction with the golden bead material before coming to the stamp game. So you want to remind the student that the colors in the stamp game and on the numbers are the same that they've been using to represent the different place values. To start out, you want to cover the second number for your subtraction problem, so that only the number that they're getting out is showing. And you always start by taking out the units. So we have 8 units, so you're going to get out 8 unit tiles. As you get these out, you should make sure that the number is facing the correct direction, not sideways like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we have no value in the tens place. 600s. And then we have 9,000s. So once you have your number out, you want to stress to the child that this is all you have before you can take any of this away. So you're going to shift this slip of paper, and this is the number we're subtracting from what we already have. So first we need to take away 9 units, but we don't have 9 units. Now the child should already be familiar with the borrowing process, the golden bead material. So you should ask them, okay, what do we need to do so that we can subtract 9 from 8 units? Well, they're going to need to borrow from their neighbor. There's nothing here that we can borrow from, so we're going to go to the hundreds place. You exchange 100 for 10 tens. Now they know that they're never supposed to have 10 in a place value, but remember that it is temporary, and you can remind the student of that. This is only temporary for borrowing purposes. You also need to do the same thing again to borrow from this position. So you exchange 110 for 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's often helpful to count these separately before adding them to the rest to perform the subtraction. That way the student can double check their work in their counting to make sure that they have the correct number of tiles. Now we have enough that we can subtract 9. It's usually easiest to pull the tiles down as they're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The student can skip count to count out how many tiles they need to remove if they're able to do so. So they need to subtract these, and so we return them here. Next we need to subtract 3 from the tens, and we can do that since we already borrowed 1, 2, and 3. Next we need to subtract 9 from the hundreds place, but we do not have 9 hundreds. So we need to borrow again, exchanging 1,000 for 10 hundreds. Again, you should emphasize to the child that they should double check how many they have before adding it to the rest. Now we need to subtract 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So now that we have subtracted 9, we'll return them to this. Now we have to subtract 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we can return these facts. Now, you want the student to count up what their answer is. So you want to make sure that they can count all of them first. So we have 1,000, 1 in the thousands place, 6 in the hundreds place, 6 in the tens place, and 9 in the ones place. So make sure that they read the composite number. So we have 1,669. Now, if you're using a pre-made card, you can have the answer on the back. If you are working with a student on handwriting, you can also have a card and colored pencils where they can write the answer with the color-coded place values. Then you should emphasize to the child that they make sure and put all of their tiles back, and then they can move on to another problem. You should work through the first problem with the child, and then after that, make sure that they are capable to do it on their own, that they understand the process. And then you can give them problems to go and do on their own. That's the end of the lesson. And that is how you present dynamic subtraction to a student. Thank you.